I just have to share about a dream I had in 2016 about the end, about an encounter I had. And you can take it with a grain of salt and see if it correlates with now. But there's been so many dreams on YouTube about the rapture, children having encounters with Jesus, which those always like get my spirit burning. Like my heart burns in me when I watch those videos about the children interacting with Jesus. So I just wanted to share this dream that I had back in 2016. And so basically, in the dream, I was at my house, and the hour was very late. It was very, very late. And the house didn't really look like my house, but I knew it was my house. And so I was in my bedroom, laying down in bed next to my husband. And he wasn't really interacting in the dream in any way, but he was there. So the next thing I know, this angel comes into our room. And this angel, the only way to describe him, he was so joyful that he almost came across as like mischievous. Like he was like, he didn't say a word to me, but he was like overflowing with this energy. He was just so joyful, so happy. And it reminded me of like a little toddler who's like up to no good, but they're so harmless and they're having a lot of fun. That's what it felt like. So I was like, just in the dream, kind of looking at this angel. He didn't say a word to me, but two things were revealed to me right away. So the first one was that he had come to give the people of God one last request before the end. And when that was revealed to me, I was like, oh, thank God, I'm a child of God. Because, you know, you live your Christian life and you're like, I really hope I'm genuine. And so when that was revealed to me, I was like, whoa, you know, I am a child of God and we're at the end. And then the second thing that was revealed to me was just an inner knowing that I had not really fulfilled all that I could have fulfilled. And I didn't feel condemnation for that, but it was just kind of an inner knowing that like, wow, there's a lot I could have done that I didn't. So anywho, so I have this opportunity. My husband's dozing off and this angel's here. And so do you want to guess what I asked for? I asked for a strong marriage. Not super exciting, but that's what I asked. And fast forward 9 years later, and I do have a strong marriage. And, you know, there's an element of brokenness that we have, but, you know, we've just learned to trust God and to keep going. And so I am grateful that the Lord has answered that prayer. So I guess, I don't know what you think. In my mind, I'm like, wow, you know, you carry a baby 9 months. That dream was 9 years ago. Everyone's been having rapture dreams. Could we be at the very end? I don't know. But I just wanted to share something with you that I read today as I was having my devotions this morning. I've been so blessed to only have to work part-time. I'll be honest, there's times where I'm very bored and wish I worked more, but God hasn't opened that door for me. And so I've just been really grateful to have that time. So I put on the worship music. I love listening to like Nigerian worship music. I think the song I was listening to was Out of My Belly, Worthy of My Praise, songs like that. And so I came before the Lord. I was like, I don't have an agenda. Usually I kind of have a long list of prayer requests, but I was like, you know what? I need to be with you, Lord. I have this time. Here we go. Let's do this. So I just opened my Bible to the book of Daniel and I just started worshiping and just flowing. And I started reading about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were Jewish captives taken from their homeland by the Babylonians, and they were brought into this whole other culture where it was really carnal. There was gluttony, there's idolatry, basically everything they were trained not to do. And their fear of the Lord and their integrity, like, honored God and honored them. And God raised them up, and they influenced an entire kingdom by holding on to their integrity, by trusting God. And then you fast forward to Daniel. You know, Daniel had a relationship with Nebuchadnezzar, And then go forward to King Darius, how he was tricked into making a decree that anyone who prayed to any other god but him during 30 days would have to be thrown into the lion's den. He was such a man of character and integrity and honesty that, like, the people jealous of him could not get him in trouble. So they had to use his relationship with God against him. But there was a certain part in the word that just broke me when I read it in, Daniel 6, verse 16. So the king was tricked into throwing Daniel into the lion's den. And the king was telling Daniel, he was so distraught. He said, "May your God, whom you serve continually, deliver you." That was like his last words to Daniel. And I'm like, wow, may the God you serve continually. He saw that faithfulness, how Daniel was faithful in serving God. And even this king, this secular king, he connected the dots. He's like, you've served your God faithfully. May he deliver you. And then fast forward to where Daniel spent the night with the lions, and Darius comes running back. And he's like, "Oh, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God whom you serve continually been able to deliver you from the lions?" And Daniel said, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me, because I was found blameless before him, and also before you, O king, I have done no harm." And I'm sure so many people, so many believers in Jesus have undergone severe persecution around the world. And a part of me broke reading this, because there have been so many faithful believers who have lost their lives. They surrendered, like the 3 Jewish friends who said, "Our God can deliver us, but even if he doesn't, we're not going to worship any other God." And I can't help but think how my heart wants to be lifted up. I want my life to be lifted up continually. And I never really have made peace with the fact of, well, what if I should lay my life down? What if I end up laying my life down? Isn't God worthy of that as well? So I just want to encourage you to not compromise your integrity. And maybe you've left one season and you're transitioning and you're in a whole nother realm, you're in a whole nother culture, you're in a whole nother world, and God is still close to you, and he wants you to trust him and to honor him and to fear him no matter what the pressures are around you. And it just reminded me to look back in my life during the years where I felt so behind. I was like, God, all these people are moving forward in their careers. All these people have beautiful homes. All these people, they're traveling, they're doing awesome things. And here I am struggling so much with depression, with feeling isolated, with feeling lonely, all these different things. And time after time, even though I had to wait at times for years, right when the time was perfect, God would open a door for me and he would deliver me. And I was telling one of my cousins the other day, I said, if you can wait on God, he will take you light years ahead. Or you can do it in your own strength, and you can grind and grind and grind and make some progress. Or you could be faithful in what he's given you now. Do everything as unto the Lord and let him open that door and take you light years ahead. Light years ahead in ways that no one could do for you, and definitely in ways that you could not do for yourself. So I guess be encouraged.